is an academic writing course about? Interestingly, most writing classes begin with reading and teaching students how to become active critical readers of complex texts. Reading is about looking at the cultural, social, and physical context in which these texts are used. It's about marking up a text with questions, notes, and ideas for your own drafts. An academic writing course is about writing, which shouldn't surprise you. It's about developing skills for establishing ethos, or your authority as a writer, pathos, in other words, your creativity and emotional self, and logos, your logical arguments. It's about developing effective strategies like free writing, reverse outlining, mapping, and proofreading to be used in other academic courses or writing context outside of academia. It's about developing a rhetorical awareness, writing with a specific audience in mind, writing with purpose and direction, writing within a medium that allows your message to have the most effective impact, writing within a genre that would advance your message, and writing with the knowledge that social, cultural, political contexts influence what you write. Also, it's knowing that writing across contexts like in the humanities, natural sciences, social sciences, in the workplace, community, and your personal life vary in terms of language use, content, form, and purpose. An academic writing course is about accessing your prior knowledge and literacy histories. Most college students are avid writers who have been writing since they were 4 years old, writing daily messages on their smartphone, or writing in a personal journal or blog site. For some of you, writing is about communicating, not just with words, but with images, sound, and video. But when most students are asked about their writing, they only refer to those high school term papers and 5-paragraph essays, which is only one form of writing. In fact, many students arrive to class believing in several myths about writing. For instance, they believe in the perfect first draft. Students will make claims that they produce their best work under pressure, or some assume that gifted writers can compose a perfect draft in a single attempt. The truth is, all famous writers were avid revisers. In fact, we should drop the label altogether of writer and refer to people like Hemingway and Toni Morrison as revisers instead. And then there's the myth of the genius writer who waits for inspiration to produce brilliant work in one fell swoop, or the genius who waits for his or her brain to fill with ideas and to just pour them all out. Yes, writers do get inspired, and yes, we can get into the zone and just write and write. But writing is also hard work that requires painful rewrites after rewrites. The difference between you and that gifted writer for the New Yorker magazine is probably about 10,000 hours of hard work and dedication to craft, content, and voice. And then there's the myth of college writing and the 5-paragraph essay, which is most popular in high school. The problem with this genre is that it's limited in scope and complexity. If you wanted to write a solution for the Gaza Strip conflict, 5 paragraphs aren't going to cut it. However, this genre is quite effective for simpler tasks like timed essays or simple low-stakes essay assignments. Of course, everyone knows the myth about good grammar being equated with good writing. I've never heard someone read a book like Life of Pi or Harry Potter and say, "Wow, that book had amazing grammar." We don't read for that. We read for stories and ideas. Yet in every course, students are obsessed with their grammar. Now, grammar is important. It should be addressed when your ideas have been fully drawn out and organized. However, it's just one piece of the puzzle. And last, there's the myth about never using I in academic writing. Whenever students ask me, "Can I use I in my paper?" I always reply, "Well, are you relevant? Are you relevant to establish ethos, pathos, and logos?" For example, if you're writing about Facebook use and you're a Facebook user and you want to put the focus on yourself to demonstrate your authority on the topic, then you're relevant. If it's a lab report on an MRI scan of adolescents, are you relevant to communicating the results? At times you'll be told rules about not using I because you wouldn't be relevant for that genre and for that target audience. You should follow those rules. Other times the I is implied because you're the writer, so you don't have to always say, like, "I think" or "I believe that." And then there will be times when you'll want to direct the reader's attention to you because you are relevant to the essay, article, report, or story that you're trying to communicate. And last, an academic writing class is about developing transferable knowledge and skills. and portfolios are often used to include all major projects or the best selected writing projects. When students construct a portfolio, they take a step back and try to make connections between each of the writing projects. For example, what types of activities and tasks challenged what you already knew about academic writing? If your goal was to develop your voice or agency as a writer, which writing projects or passages reflect this? Being able to reflect on your decision-making process as a writer and the knowledge and strategies learned is called metacognitive thinking, a crucial ability for transferring knowledge to new contexts and writing situations. It's important to remember that an academic writing class is not going to teach you everything you need to know about writing. The truth is that learning to write in academic context happens over the course of an entire college education. Learning to write is part of a complex recursive process that involves guided instruction, critical and rhetorical reading, meaningful context to put learning to use, motivated students, and last, patience and time. In summary, academic writing is about the connections and interconnections between reading and writing. It's about accessing your prior knowledge, dispelling misconceptions about writing, and developing your knowledge, skills, and strategies to transfer this knowledge to new contexts and situations. Check out my video series on the rhetorical situation, in which I explain what is an audience analysis, purpose analysis, genre analysis, context analysis, stance analysis, and medium analysis.